Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am still doing my 31 days of horror movie reviews, and I've already done The Thing, which it wasn't until after I recorded that review when I realized that I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt. How do I not wear this shirt for a review for The Thing? Amateur. But I am here to review The Thing prequel. It's a 2011 horror film, and it's, like I said, the prequel to the original 1981 classic. This film is directed by Matthijs van Hedgebjen. Trust me, I know I don't always pronounce names well, but look at the spelling of this name and try to tell me how the fuck it's pronounced. In this film, we meet Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays Kate Lloyd. She gets hired with this group they basically discovered this ship out in the middle of the Arctic, and they're there to examine whatever they find. But what they find is an alien. An alien that would be known as the Thing, that can, like we said in the first movie, can shapeshift or take form of any living organism, can mimic a person, can attach itself to said person. So they have to, it's a similar deal. They don't trust each other. They have to try to stop this thing and survive the night. Now, what I think of The Thing prequel is, I've seen a lot of people review this movie and talk about this movie and shit all over this movie. They do. A lot of people hate this movie. And I get it. I do. I'm not even saying that I like the movie. I just don't think it's terrible. I think that there are good things here, but there are also some bad things here. Let's go through it. First things first, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Anytime you can cast her as the lead actress or just any part in a movie, particularly horror, I'm happy. I am. And because I think she's a great actress, not just because she's attractive, but she's a good actress, and I like how she plays this character, Kate Lloyd, who is a smart person, capable person. She's specifically hired for this job, but, one of the characters, Ulrich Thompson, who's this sort of a-hole doctor and treats her like shit because she's a woman and she can't possibly be as smart as them and actually knows what she's doing. But she does. There's so many times where she does know what she's doing. She does know more than a lot of the other people here. In fact, she's the one person who's saying, this isn't a good idea to be experimenting or to be meddling with what we're finding. But also, later on in the film, where she does have to become a stronger person, where she does have to be essentially the hero, the female hero, I buy it. I instantly buy it. It's not unbelievable like I've seen some other actresses or even actors do in a horror film. I think she works in every way. Joel Edgerton plays Sam Carter, and he's my second favorite character here. He's really good. I like the actor. I mean, when you think about some of the casting here, this is a great cast. Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje. Okay, I'm butchering a bunch of names here, but we all know him, Mr. Echo from Lost, and he's Killer Croc in Suicide Squad, and he's been in a shitload of movies. The more I'm going back to watch films I've seen before, but now rewatching, I'm like, this guy is in like every other movie that I've ever seen. Ever! And I like him as an actor. I like his character, but they don't do a lot with him, and he's pretty wasted. Erik Christian Olsen. He's an actor that I've actually seen in a few things, but when I do see him, I can't get this out of my head. I always think of the fact that he played young Jim Carrey, young Lord Christmas, and Dumb and Dumberer. And so when I see him, I just instantly think goofy. He just kind of has a goofy face and smile, and I'm waiting for him to tell some jokes. But he's not really joking around here. He's just a straightforward guy. They kind of tease the fact that he might have a thing for Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who wouldn't. But it doesn't go anywhere. And also, last but not least, I want to mention this character Jonas, who's played by Christopher Hivju. And I only want to mention him not only because I do like him as an actor, and I do like the character. He too is like somebody, kind of reminds me of the character Windows from the original movie. But he's on Game of Thrones. The crazy bearded guy in Game of Thrones. Very awesome character, so it was cool to see him here. Now, you get some similar tropes, I guess, of that original film, even though this is supposed to be taking place before that. Just seeing the crew discover the ship. The dumbest thing that these characters, these scientists, these doctors could have done was take an alien that's frozen in a block of ice and leave that block of ice in a room at normal temperature or whatever it is, so that the block of ice could melt and so that the alien could break free and roam loose. Oops! I guess we weren't thinking ahead on that one. But I will say that it's pretty cool to actually see the original form, the phase 1 form of the alien, before it ever tries to attach itself to somebody, before it ever tries to morph into somebody else. We get to see a good chunk of what it looks like. I like that. Sure, you get a lot of CGI with it at the beginning, but when they do burn it and you see them examining the dead alien body, that is practical. And honestly, that dead alien body on the autopsy table that they're cutting open, that's the only practicalness in this fucking movie. Now, again, I said I didn't hate it, and I don't hate this, but the thing that I do hate about the movie is the use of CGI. It's so overly uses CGI. It's ridiculous. It is. It's almost like, because it's 2011 and because it's not 1982 anymore, let's just go full-blown CGI. Let's not really do anything practical. I don't understand how the budget of this movie was like $38 million. Almost over twice the budget of the original movie. I can only imagine if they did take that money and actually do practical effects, actually have it look fucking awesome, have it look real. Because every scene where a character breaks apart, or their face breaks apart, or their body breaks apart, and the thing comes out of it, it looks like a video game, like a PlayStation 2 video game. And it takes me out of it. It really does. I think for the most part, with some exceptions here and there, I think the writing is solid. I think the acting is great. So I think if you had gone full practical, if you had made this thing try to look real, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch those scenes, and it doesn't feel real anymore. I can only imagine how much more praise this movie would have gotten if a 2011 horror movie had used practical effects, had been different, and actually gone the route of the original movie. I think people will be saying a lot better things about it. Sure, it didn't do well at the box office, and you could argue that using practical effects wouldn't have done that because people wouldn't have gone to see it. But I think if you had gone practical, not only would the budget have been smaller, but it would have gotten good word of mouth. You would have had actual fans, especially fans of the original movie, saying, holy fuck, this didn't suck. Some of those elements of them not trusting each other, I don't think it works as well as it does in the original movie. But I did appreciate that they try to do different things with it. It wasn't just a complete retread. The score. The score is made by Marco Beltrami, and he's a composer that I've heard a lot of things. I mean, he did the Scream movies, which I love, and I even love the theme for Scream. But this is so generic. There's nothing special about the music here at all, and it kind of takes away from build-up and tension and suspense. Because that original movie, the only time you hear that original score is the very, very, very end of the film. And I get why they chose to do it that way, but still, it would have been nice to hear that original score in this movie at some point. Last but not least, I want to talk about the ending. I appreciated the fact that not everybody dies at the end, because this is a prequel and you get glimpses on what happened to the original team in the original movie. So this movie does do a good job of leaving certain Easter eggs and certain moments of like, oh, here's the axe on the wall. Oh, here's this, here's that. The person who slits their throat. Here's this. Like, I appreciated that they did certain moments like that. but you would think because it's a prequel and because of the setup that everybody's going to have to die for it to work. No, they do at least keep one character that I liked alive. So I like that. But there's a swerve with one character. I'm just going to say it. Joel Edgerton. They do this whole swerve of Mary Elizabeth Winstead and him are the final two, and they stop the alien in kind of a goofy scene, but at least we get to see the spaceship, like the inside of it and the technology of the alien. Like, at least they gave us that. They gave us some new stuff. But then there's a moment where she realizes that his earring is in the wrong spot or something, so she knows he's the thing, and she kills him. And I just kind of thought, like, that was so unnecessary. That was so just out of left field. It kind of just does it just to have, like, a kind of twist that, I don't know, is supposed to surprise people. I just didn't like it. I didn't like seeing him get killed off like that. But the connection, the very, very end of the movie, like I said, when they use the original score, they make a scene where it basically connects to the original movie, the opening of it, where we see that the thing has become a dog, and that one of the characters, Lars, is chasing after the dog in the helicopter, shooting at him, and it's supposed to lead into the original movie. Even people who dislike this film, who hate this film, you can't deny how awesome that end setup is. It is. It's great. It's the best thing that this movie does as far as connecting itself to the thing, to the universe, and the tone, using the theme. Like, that works. Everything else, I can agree that it's not perfect, that it misfires a lot on certain things. I think it could have been better. It should have been better. There's things about it that do work, so I want it to be better. I just can't hate it. I can't. Because it's much better than some of the really shitty horror movies that don't even try at the beginning at all. At least this, at some points, at some ways, tries. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm being way too nice on this movie? Because I almost feel like I am doing this review. Not the greatest, but I don't hate it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Please won't you save my desire?